Hello, my name is Brian Galebach and I will be a guest commentator in this video for Dweebovision. I am a North American Scrabble expert and in this video I am going to play Scrabble while providing in-game commentary on my moves. Hopefully this will help to improve your game and be fun to watch. I will be playing this game with the North American tournament word list and the double challenge rule, in which a lost challenge results in a loss of turn. The game is just about to start, so let's join the action. Alright, it's me to go first. I have the X for scoring. I could play the word detox. This does not look like a bingo rack. Is there any other word that I can use to get the X on a double letter square? Not that I can see. So I think I'm going to go with detox. 42 points. Now, I believe that's a verb, so detoxing is an extension possibility to watch out for as the game progresses. Now, I have all consonants, but I do have the three-letter word brr, which can also be made 50% colder by adding a third R for brr. Now, that doesn't play currently, but what could I do through a vowel? Any words that I can make are likely going to be through a vowel. I could play something like berg, B-E-R-G, which is an iceberg. All right, my opponent scores pretty well. Parallel there. Now, I'm not going to be able to play parallel because I don't have any vowels, but perhaps I could play something through these two-letter combinations. All right, let's look at the E, T-H-E. All right, that's not looking very promising. How about through the F? Not that I can see. L-O and OX. Okay, this doesn't look very promising. I think I'm going to do a trade, maybe just keeping just an R or RT, which go well together. So change, and I'm going to change B, D, F, G, and should I trade the T as well? Well, I'm trading at least one R. Let's keep just the R because there's already, well, I think I want to trade as many as possible, maybe draw a blank or an S. Okay, so I get a Z for scoring. Now, H-E, I have another B, so I threw in one B, I pulled the other B. F or B fits here. An S could fit here. Nothing I have goes in front of LO. Now, I do have the word zarf, but I don't see where to play that. I could play zarfs. That would be 45 points, and that's not blocked, so that's an interesting idea. Now, does this open up any interesting plays for me? Could I maybe make a play with the Z here? Not that I can tell. Now, if I had an I could do frizz, would be a lot of points. Are there any other words, four-letter words, that end in Z? Not that I can see. Now, well, I saw zarf. That's a lot of points. I may go with that. It would be nice if I could make a play that would not use the Z. I could just do fez or fuse. Oh, how about fuses? Well, that uses the S. Scores 42. leaving BAR. Okay, so that's 42 with bar. That's UB 45, so fuses might be a little bit better than that. Let's see. All right. Let's do that since that uses the U. I don't like keeping the U. BAR is not terrible. All right, let's give this a try. All right, ambrosia. Now, right now that plays in column 13. Does it play anywhere else? Not that I can see. So I'm hoping that's not blocked. It's not blocked. That's excellent. All right. Wait, is it ambrosia or ambrosia? I think ambrosia is good. Or am I thinking of ambrosia? That looks okay to me, but my opponent is pretty high ranking, or he has a good rating. He'll challenge this off in an instant if it's not good. But that seems correct to me. I'm going to give it a try. All right. I'm just looking at the board to see if there's any other places I could play. I could play here, but that's going to be fewer points, and it's going to be less defensive. So I like this placement. Okay, and hopefully that does not get challenged off. He might have challenged that pretty quickly if it was not good, so I'm going to proceed as if that is a valid play. Now, this looks close to a bingo. I have the ing suffix, but bouting is not a word. Now, I'm just going to look through different floaters here to see if I could see a bingo. How about through the A? That doesn't look like anything that I could see. How about through the B? No. How about through the R? All these floaters would not allow an ing suffix. So I'm just thinking of different words here. S. No. All right. This I is blocked. This R is blocked for a bingo. Now, LAT takes a front B, so I could play a word down from the B. I haven't exhausted all the floaters yet. How about through this V? No, I don't think so. All right, so I'm looking for plays other than bingos. All right. Now, I almost forgot. Detox, ing. That would be 51 points if it's not blocked, so I'm hoping that does not get blocked. And this is where, maybe in your games, especially in over-the-board games, make a note of things you see and then take a look at that piece of paper or your notes every now and then so you don't forget things that you've noticed before. Great, that's not blocked. Now I'm just going to look at this here really quick and make sure there's not anything that's really... I could play bingo, but I would not get a 50-point bonus for that. Bong. 54 points for bong. Wow. That's even more than for detoxing. So, now it would be really great if I could play a really high scoring play here, keeping the ing to still make detoxing. Is that possible? Well, notice I'm using both the N and the G there. Okay, if I don't use ing, what do I have remaining? I have B-O-U-T. What could I do in the corner? I could do bot. For 36, keeping ing along with a U. Well, the advantage of this play is I'm taking this place in the corner, so my opponent is not going to be able to score from it, nor will he get a bingo on this triple lane. So I kind of like this. Even though it scores fewer points than detoxing, I might be able to play that on my next play. So I'm going to give this a try and see what happens. All right. Now, I still have the ing, so this play is still available for 51 points. Now, are there any bingos? I don't think so. This board is a little tight for bingos now. That's to my advantage since I am up in this game. I'm hoping that detoxing is not blocked. Now, if it is blocked, what else could I play? All right. Now I have 2 U's and 2 I's. My opponent changes. Fantastic. So I'm going to play. Detoxing has to be my best play now. So let's do that for 51 points. And I draw a blank. All right. This game is going pretty well so far. Let's see if we can keep it going. We're about halfway through the tiles. I still have 13 minutes and 50 seconds left, which is a good amount of time. Now, I mustn't start playing too slow and squander that time advantage. Well, it's not really a time advantage over my opponent, but compared to how I've been playing in some previous videos, I've had a lower amount of time at this point in the game. So I'm pretty happy at where I'm at this point. Now, what can I do here to most quickly get to a bingo rack? I have 2 U's. This Y is not so good. All right. I could play phase for 30 points, but that uses the S, so maybe not the best play there. This takes a front A, a bet. All right. Where can I play a Y and a U? All right. Let's look for places for U's and Y's. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of scan the board here. A U would fit here. A Y would fit here. How can I play them together? It may be difficult to play both a Y and a U. In Collins, YU is a word, so that would make it a lot easier to play those 2 letters with each other. I'm not seeing an easy way to do that other than playing maybe Guy, but that's only 7 points. It would be nice to keep the scoring moving along rather than only scoring 7 points. Okay, so that's a pretty good leave. 1 U is okay with a blank. 2 U's is not okay. Now, I notice Guy. Is there a better way to use both a U and a Y? Another option is I could trade, because 7 points is not very much. And maybe I don't want to block this G. Since I have an I and an N, I may be able to get an ING bingo. So maybe just trading off UUY, keeping INS blank with this G floater, maybe that's the right play. I kind of like that. 7 points is not great. I don't want to block the G. Okay, so let's change UUY and see what happens. All right, that looks really promising. All right, now, do I have something to the G? ING. Inia. Okay, well, that's not going to block any ING bingos because an N goes right under that A. So let's put the I and the N on the F end here and look at 5-letter combinations here, seeing if I can find a word that is a verb. All right, just cycling through here. That looks almost like something. Friezing is good, but that's not good with an S. Seraph is not a verb, so I don't think you can have seraphing. Feist, I don't believe, is a verb. All right, well, there might be a bingo there, but if there is, I did not see it going through the alphabet the first time there. All right, where else do I have? I have a bingo lane right here going to this D with it ending in an E. So let's go through one more time and maybe just look for 7-letter bingos here. This looks still very promising. I don't want to miss a bingo if there is one. That's a costly mistake. If I had an A floater, I'd have finalize. This rack looked really promising, but now I'm not seeing finites. Finites, I believe, is valid. Now, what other lines do I have? That doesn't fit here. It doesn't fit here. Nifties, nifties, I-E-S-N-I, nifties fits right here, and I get the triple letter bonus there. Nifties, 90 points. All right, this is not very defensive here, but for 90 points, I'm willing to take it. Okay, and I draw the other blank. So this game is really going extremely well for me here in terms of drawing. Now, very close to ensigncy. But I think that's a 9-letter word, so that's probably not going to play. Now, F-A-N takes a back G that I have. So if that's not blocked, I could play something like SIG for 42 points. That's a lot of points. What else can I do? This is not looking as promising here. I don't have any letters that go after the E. I only have the I that goes after the S, so there's not really much I can do here in the corner. Now, R-E takes a front E. The O takes a front Y. I could do something like I. Okay, well, SIG is not blocked, and that's a high-scoring play. I think I'm going to do that pretty much immediately, and I'll keep the pressure on my opponent. All right, now I have duplicated Y's. All right, so if I could play maybe one Y off and an E. All right, A-S, again, doesn't take any letters in the back that I have. All right, just looking around the board, T-H-E takes a back Y. I could play the word L-E-Y for 28 points. This is good in that it doesn't really open up the board much more, and that's a pretty good leave compared to what I just had. I think that looks okay. All right. Now, I have a little bit of a vowel heavy rack here. I'm just going to cycle through and make sure I don't have any 7-letter bingos. Hyoidian, almost. I think that's a 8-letter bingo, but it doesn't play on the board anyway, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time wondering about it. This is very vowel heavy, so I'm assuming that if there is a bingo, when I get to the right letter, it would pop into my mind very quickly. That's not happening, so I don't believe there is anything. Now, this T here opens up a new bingo lane. I just want to look again here in the corner. I still don't have any good thing opened up here. AS only takes a back H or K that I could think of. Maybe a P as well. All right, so how can I keep this board closed? There may not be a good way to keep this closed. Even if my opponent were to score a bingo here, I would likely get a high-scoring counterplay, so I'm not going to worry a huge amount about that. All right, now I am getting a little low on time. I could do maybe OY. That's only 14 points. How can I score more points here? A Y is a scoring tile, but I don't see a lot of good places on the board for the Y. All right. It would be nice to use more tiles too if I could. Maybe can I do something starting with an A here? It's very vowel heavy. If I could get rid of some vowels, I need to get rid of vowels if I can. We'll have the ing suffix again with this G. So if I can balance this quickly, I may be able to get another bingo. Well, let's go with OI. That looks really promising. Now, amending. Amending would be 87, or would it be more this way? No, it's more this way. Amending. Okay, so that would be 87 points if it's not blocked. Now, all right, I think I'm just going to go for that right away. I am a little low on time. And that is 87 points. That's good enough in this game situation. All right, outclaw, I don't believe is a valid word. All right, and I'm going to play rather quickly just because I don't want my opponent to get really impatient because of the score situation here. Normally in a tournament or club situation, I would try to find all the best plays, but here it's in my best interest not to antagonize my opponent too much. And this is a pretty good rack. I could see what my opponent has on his rack. It's very close to nematode if there was an E to play to, which unfortunately for him there is not. Out. All right, I was trying to think of something going to the T. I almost have out start, but with a P, that doesn't look like anything. A nice move by my opponent. Let's make a play ending in the C. Tarok looks fine, leaving sup. I think I could play Pus. I could play that probably Pus Udo or here. That's not likely to both be blocked. That looks fine. And I'm just playing quickly here. Oh, also I have the S front hook for quire to make squire. So puss and squire would be a good score. I don't believe my opponent can block all these places, so I will be going out unless my opponent goes out right now. I don't see how my opponent can go out with A, D, and T. All right, I also have the word soup, but that's not going to score as many points. Okay, I like puss to end the game. All right, so the final score is 275 points to my opponent and 575 points to me. A winning margin of 300 points, which is very exciting. And my opponent is a good sport about it. I'm just going to respond here very quickly. All right. All right, so let's examine the game and see what I missed. I don't feel like I missed a whole lot in this game. I had a lot of rather easy decisions. So in this first move, the computer likes detox. I also had dextro, but that does not get a D on a double letter square. All right. And I could have played burr, but any play I make is going to leave at least 4 consonants, so I like trading just fine, and I think that worked out pretty well. And here I could have played azures, so I was looking for a play getting the Z on this double letter square. Azures was a way I could have done it. I did not play azures. Instead, I played fuses for 42, which is the second which is the second choice of the computer. The top choice does keep 2 consonants, so this is a little bit better of a leave, so my play is not a lot inferior. Ambrosia was good. I flaked out for a second and thought maybe it's only ambrosia, but luckily for me, ambrosia is a valid word, and I got the most points I could for that. And here, my two top choices were bong and detoxing. I actually chose bot. Now, the computer here, these are static evaluations, so it's not considering what I might do on the next turn. So even though bot scores 18 points fewer than bong, the computer is not realizing I have a very high likelihood of getting a very high scoring play on the next move by doing bot, so I like bot just fine. All right, and here I did detoxing. I'm glad I didn't miss that after I noticed the possibility early in the game. Now here, my key was to try to get my rack as good as quickly as possible. I could have done fawn at H12. Well, for 21 points, but ISUY blank is not a great leave. The computer doesn't consider exchange moves, so I don't know how highly it would consider SIN blank. That's a very good leave, so I'm not too unhappy with my exchange play. And here I did find the highest scoring bingo nifty, so I'm glad I spotted that. Here, I could have played I at 15F. EYE, I see, making feign. Well, that would have been a good play. What did I do? I did SIG instead. So I kept EEY blank instead of CIG blank. Yeah, the CIG blank leave does look at least 3 points better, so that was probably a better play than my play. Now here, I did play lay, and here, I could have played a yin at e8. Okay, for only 18 points. Wait, sorry, e8. Okay, I see, taking advantage of the Q, keeping a leave of O and E blank. What did I do? I just went for rack balance and noted that I was, again, keeping the IN to go along with this G. So, again, the computer is maybe not considering the board configuration on some of these choices. So, I like mine just fine, and it does lead to a bingo. I could have played a deeming for 88. What did I play? Amending for 87. Okay, so I could have got one more point by avoiding using the blank here under this I and playing the N somewhere other, the actual N under here, and playing a letter that's not the blank on this triple letter square. And here I'm just trying to end the game as quickly as possible. It likes clue just fine. Postural. Okay, so I did have a bingo here, and I didn't really take the time. I was trying to end the game as quickly as possible. Had I spent a minute or two looking for that, I might have found that. Since I was just looking to end the game as quickly as possible, I'm not terribly upset at that miss. And here I played Puss for 21. I could have played Puss at 5J. Oh, I see, making clues and plat for 5 more points. But in any case, I have a win by 300 points, which when that happens is a very good feeling. You feel like you know how to play this game until the next game you play when you lose by 300, which can happen in Scrabble. Well, in any case, I hope you enjoyed watching this game and got something valuable out of it. My name is Brian Galebach, and this has been a video for Dweebovision.